No, there's people in the park.
Drop your weapon.
How's it? Hang loose. Sorry, extra footage everywhere. How's it?
Drop your weapon.
Alright. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii. The channel. Yes. I'm OBS, and this OBS streaming program, it takes a lot to get used to. But some of its features are worth it. So we set the time to see if it goes. I don't want to go too long. So how's it? Yes. I went out, as you can see, that little extra footage. I was out at the park just a wee bit. I just walked around. I'm like, even just walking a little bit, I'm so out of shape. But at least it's an effort. It's something, you know. Gotta set those little goals, you know. I think it's a health thing, you know. It's not just body shame or whatever. Image. Hey, Facebook. Oh, Facebook got slammed. They're getting slammed. The little girls are watching Facebook going, oh my god, I take a selfie and I'm not like the supermodel. And stuff like that, right? And then the people, stuff they hear. I'm doing this. And stuff they hear on it and all that, you know. So Facebook, they're bringing them to task about the low self-esteem that can be caused by that, and Instagram, and oh look, I'm instantly, I don't like myself. I do that all the time. I go on my little channel here, and then I go check out other people's channels, and I'm like, oh man. I'll tell you, here's a little clue, okay? It's a little clue, right? Don't compare yourself to others. Whatever you are, you are. You can improve yourself if you wanna, or just go as come, like the Nirvana song, come as you are. And gee, look what happened to Kurt. Sorry, but it's like that song. No, seriously, it's come as you are. That kind of comfortable feeling. It's not a. See, if I compare myself to others, even people with a small junk, crappy channel, they can't act. They make up stories, I think, and they got tens of thousands of subscribers and followers, and they post up something junk and they get 500 views, and I'm just like, hey, just because you got a haunted doll, I got a little birdie up here. You see this little birdie? It's endangered. So hey, and also, which was back. I was out, and she came in, met my mom at the door, got her mail, and left supposedly. And I wasn't here, and I came back and heard about it. And apparently, she said something creepy. She said, "I came to the house. I drove to the house, and I didn't see any other cars. Yeah. So I drove to the house, and I didn't see any other cars. So I came to the front door." It's like, man, that's exactly what, you know, burglars freaking do. They go and they check out to see if anyone's home. That's pretty creepy. Anyways, so I've been following a lot of exorcism stuff because, hey, that's just the way it is. I'm going to stick hard to the little core Roman Catholicism because I need to believe in God, and I really think there's an evil in the world that's a spiritual force that's above around, you know, joking, or people cashing out money with, but it's out there. It's more than just people behaving badly. It's greater than that. People behaving badly attracts it in, invites it in. And if you invite it in on purpose, oopsie, you invite it in on purpose, like intentionally, oh, your ship is sunk. It's sunk. Oh boy. And I learned about pollution too, but I don't want to talk about this. There's a horrible Teflon thing that's everywhere. We're doomed everywhere. Yay! Pollyanna, yeah. But anyhow, I found something interesting, and this is what it is. I was listening to the priest. This is this actual exorcist, appointed freaking by the bishop for real. Did all these, got trained in Rome and a whole 9 yards. The real McCoy, not like, I'll lay my hands on you, you hailed, rise up, begone, Satan. Not one of this deliverance things, like the real guy that does the real exorcist Roman rite, right? And he's like sharing with these people his experiences. And okay, now the average person who is possessed, right? It's actually very rare. But you get a person who's possessed, and you think what the movies teach us, right? They're like rah, rah, all the time. Your mother does Facebook in hell. And it's not like that. There's this word called manifest, right? Manifestation, where they manifest. And they don't manifest all the time. So, I was going to say perfectly possessed, but that's a terminology. A possessed person can basically go along and lead their life like everything's normal. Go to the job, if they have kids and family and this and that, and go to the store, grocery shopping, until there's something that triggers a manifestation. And there's things that do that. Back. So when they trigger the manifestation, then it's like, but they don't manifest all the time. The most famous exorcism, well, kind of like one of the most famous, was the one of the boy, anonymous Roland Doe, who inspired the Exorcist book, that inspired the Exorcist movie, that got everyone's, hear that stuff. But exorcisms have been on the rise in the hundreds and the hundreds, people requesting this stuff, while that movie just brought it into the social media via the movies. And anyways, blah blah blah, I gotta do a whole thing on this. What's in the news, August Max? Oh yeah, restrictions could be lifted. Yay. And the fluffy bird says, shut up! I think this you might have been hearing this fluffy bird sound, because I recorded it and put it up there. But anyways, here you go. That's just the baby one. There's like freaking it's like a never mind. So Lieutenant Josh Green, Lieutenant Governor, predicts change to come soon. Kaiser healthcare workers threaten to strike for higher wages. So the guys, as a health people, they're going to anger strike, man. We're going on strike. You can't force it. No. So it's political. That stuff is like a political pressure thing. So whether they do restrictions or not do restrictions, or revamp their thing, or allow people to go see the games, I think those are more political decisions than they are based on what's scientifically sound, safe practice. I think it's gotten more to the political side, because the numbers are down some, and so they're like, okay, all right, now it's time to exercise. Who's going to be, employed? Who's going to be? Oh, let's get this thing over here. Oh my gosh, moved the wrong one. That one. Get over there. Go small. So, it's political. More so. So, I say everyone for themselves. That's my COVID advice. CDC.gov. Use your brain. Every person for themselves. If you don't want to be protected, and you think your opinion is stronger than reality, I don't know. But everyone's trying to get elected. Now there's this guy. He's a World Federation fighter, like the FF, those cage freaking boxing. I don't know, I forget what it is. FF or WW, FFFA, fighting freaking, and they use fists and everything. One of these guys, right? These fighters. He wants to run for office. He wants to run for governor of Hawaii. Now, the mayor, Kirk Caldwell, old mayor, wants to run for governor. This other person wants to run for governor. I don't know who it is. And the lieutenant governor, Green, wants to run for governor. I'd vote for Green. I'm just going to say it. Green has been doing a bang-up job. I think he should be the next governor. That's my opinion. That's all as far as it goes. Now, this guy is a fighter, and he wants to run for governor, and the thing is, he's, how do you say? He's been in some heavy-duty car wreck thing fights and stuff like that in public, because he's been arrested several times in the Big Island and stuff like this. He's like, hey, it's all in the past. It's all in the past. I just want for the good of the people and stick by my people. But here is his running point. He wants to take all restrictions off. That's his platform. That's it. No restrictions. Vote for me. I'm going to wipe them all. Just make me governor. I'll take them all away. So there you go. You got your options, right? Okay. Now, alright. Son of a bitch. Alright, let's get down to this thing here. And I'm sorry, but let's see that dancing lady. It just keeps. Okay, we're just gonna go like this. Goodbye. Found out some new things. Okay, now this thing here is the headline news. This is the kind. Oh look, can be restricted, eh? But what we're gonna do here is go get this. We want to do this. Hey, look! Oh my God! What the heck? Back in the day, the Waikiki Show welcomed members of the Kailua Madrigal's as a hosted show for Aloha Week, 1973. Yeah, I gotta lose some weight. Don't compare yourself to others. Live a lot more peaceful life. Just do what you do. If you want to lose weight, tell yourself that. Make yourself a goal. Shoot. Just be comfortable who you are first, and then I gotta do some more walking. My foot hurts. My foot hurts just looking at that. Okay, next. Ship's anchor might have caused the California oil spill, dragging them anchors along the bottom of the ocean. Oh no! Oh, and what do we have here? I don't know. Biden calls for urgent action on debt limit. We're all doomed. Have a nice day. That debt thing, man, they better do something. I swear to God, they're looking at different. Oh, now they're gonna. Oh, look, there's a picture of someone. Oh, he's a shot, eh? Look, he's getting one shot. This guy getting one shot. You can get one. No, look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. No grimace. And no hurt. They showed the guy that has like an they made a big thing. Alright, you know what? Let's just go right. Oh, this guy. Okay, forget this guy. Whatever. And football! Cam school. Cam and Punahou. St. Louis used to be pretty strong, and then Elon. Never mind. Wait, we're going the wrong way. What's this? Football. Wait. This way? And then one this way. Oh, objects connect. Oh! That's someone else's jacket, and that's someone else's jacket. Objects connect. Oh. Never do photography like that. Please, put me out of my misery. No. Marcus Max does not condone violence. No, not at all. Oh, hello, human beings. Oh, she's just being there. Okay, this is so we lose a few. This is climate changes. That's back in the thing. So we lose a few critters. So what's that to me? They're falling off the cliff. And the rope's connected to him. Alright. Here we go. We don't got time for too much, so I think there's something we can do here. Let us to the editor. What's up? Let us to the editor. If I can get it. I'm getting it better. A little better than before. Hold on a second. Getting there. Kay should represent his constituents first, but we're not. Skip. Build back better Bill's dependency. Skip. We know it's the basic gist. Yeah, it's like, oh, you get government cheese, and then you're not going to want to work, and then the economy goes down, and then I'm going to have to pay all the taxes, and you're not going to pay no taxes. Yeah. Think of as reopening the football. Okay, let's just read one. It makes sense to allow UH fans to attend games. I saw a game on the news that fans are not able to go to the University of Hawaii games. This should not be allowed since the NFL fans that go to games. So why can't we? Daddy, politician. Also, if UH doesn't want more COVID cases and people can socially distance themselves and wear masks, what's wrong with that? People could take a test before they go to the game, and it's negative they can go to the game. So what's so hard about that? Amadeus Browning Manoa, thank you for your rock me, Amadeus. That's all. All right. UH coach should urge people to fight COVID-19. Blah 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 blah. See, they're so concerned about that football game that whether they go or not is going to be a political decision. Now, this next one here is important. So, let's do a serious note here. Catastrophe looms if Red Hill tanks remain. The Navy's Red Hill fuel tanks have a history of leaks, inspection failures, and inadequate repairs. They pose a dire threat to Honolulu's major water source. A State Department of Health hearing officer recently found that the Navy's performance of inspections and repairs has been, quote, sorely deficient, and the risk of potential pollution of the aquifer is real. Approval of Red Hill recommendations, article September 12th. This is the Navy's, I'll just say this real quickie. This is the Navy's thing. They don't want to replace the tanks, but they'll say, we'll inspect them. We'll inspect them, so if there's a slight difference down to the nanosecond, we'll be able to know. But hey, if it leaks and spills into the aquifer, what does it matter if you know it happened at 0.03, 0.24 seconds after midnight? It doesn't matter. It's done. It doesn't matter how accurately you gauge the time that the leak happened. The predictable and unavoidable releases of petroleum, oils, lubricants threaten the aquifer. The tanks are rusting. A leak into our major water source will no doubt lead to catastrophe for the people of Honolulu, with major economic consequences to the rest of the state. Now, let me say something else. These tanks are, from World War II. Right after Pearl Harbor, they built these tanks. They built them pretty much at Pearl Harbor attack time to be secret. Now, they're no secret no more, so there's no strategy of them being underground. It's not a secret. And they have leaked the whole time. And the risk is far too great to ignore if the aquifer... Okay. Aquifer! Sorry for going over time. We'll just have to do this real quickie. If the aquifer is contaminated by these petroleum from Red Hill. If it goes underneath 100 feet, there's the aquifer. Now notice the California oil spill and Anchor. Those pipes are 100 foot below the sea bottom. This is the tank and 100 feet, and there's an aquifer. Now if it does leak and contaminates the aquifer and the drinking water, right? Think drinking water, but think this. Okay, well, potable water, you can't boil it off. You can't run it through a filter. You can't run it through your Brita. It will not do that. It will not work. And if you just simply shower with it, say I'm taking a shower with this kind of water, it's cancer causing. So contact with that water, you will develop cancerous contact. Anyway, so to close this one out, the risk is far too great to ignore. Like climate change, we know the catastrophe will happen unless the threat to our water supply is removed. Our leaders are on every level of government must address the problem now before it's too late. Francis M. Nakamoto, Moana Lua. And that's absolutely true. If it's left as is, and the Navy already got approval, just keep monitoring it. Eventually, a catastrophic leak will happen, and it's over. And you can't turn back the clock on that one. It's so just a little thing there. Yay! 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 Aloha. No, but it's good to be aware of stuff and not to worry about it. But hey, tell them. Hey, point it out. You go, hey, Red Hill, move the tanks. Go billions of dollars and stuff. You could have done that before with. Aloha. Bye.